Hey, we're here again, the Coon Prairie Ramblers, driving the nails and
welcome back,
hammering down and
making town,
Hammer Town.
Mama for sure.
And we was talking, just jammering,
jibber jabbering,
yeah, Coon Prairie Rambler type,
flapping our lips and bumping our gums,
out of control,
out of control.
So what are we going this segment here?
What do y'all think about anything you ever? Can you think of something in your life that maybe you did that maybe touched you in a certain way, or you felt was significant? Maybe it didn't change the world or earth-shattering. Maybe nobody else even knows about it, but something that's special and significant to you that you did that you think made some small difference somehow, somewhere to somebody, even if only to yourself. You have one?
I do.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got. Well, I can't remember the year it was. It was.
Year that Clayton Delaney died?
I think it was quite a bit after old Mr. Delaney kicked the bucket. It was probably about 6 or 8 years ago or whatever. Some friends and I were up in Tennessee, Virginia area up there doing some visiting and hanging out and stuff. And there's what they call the Carter Fold up there, where the Carter family's from the Appalachian Mountains up there, and they've kept the tradition alive by having like an amphitheater where local musicians come and they play acoustic music. Now on that same property there, they have moved the birthplace of
Mama Maybell?
No, AP.
Okay.
AP Carter, her brother-in-law, AP Carter, founding member of the Carter family, to there. It's a little, very small, 2-story log home. They moved it there, and they were fixing it back up. And some friends and I got in on a project to help with that. So we went in there, and we were chinking between the logs, which they make this kind of this mud,
like a plaster
mud
sort.
patty kind of stuff or whatever. And you put like little strips of kind of like screen stuff, like a mesh up in the crack or whatever. Then you add that to it, so it kind of sticks. It goes inside the mesh and it sticks to it, and it's kind of it's called chinking. Mm-hmm. And we worked on the second floor there. There's one bedroom upstairs, and you talk about hot. It must have been 900 degrees in there, but we worked on that, and I thought that was kind of significant to work on the birthplace.
You have pictures of it.
I have one picture of me sweating like I don't know what, and I'll see if I can give you that picture for the YouTube version. But anyway, we worked on that, and then that night we went to the amphitheater to the performances there or whatever, and my friends and I were recognized.
Is it a natural amphitheater?
Yeah. No, not natural. No, it's built.
Okay.
But it looks kind of natural and whatever. But anyway, they recognized us. They fed us a giant meal when we got through working up there, and one of the Carter relatives was running that, and we got to meet some of the family up there, and I thought that was kind of neat to be able to touch his home place and to her birthplace, and to be able to do something there to help out, restore it.
That is cool.
What you got, Mel?
Significant. Something I've done significant.
It has to be earth-shattering.
Earth-shattering.
Well, let me tell you, while you think about what
ahead.
I did. And mine's not significant or earth-shattering or anything. It's just something that if you were ever a cowboy that you kind of had thoughts, oh, boy, I wish I could do that one time.
Oh, wow.
And that is rope a deer.
Rope a deer? Are you serious?
Rope a deer, yeah. Because, if you ever chase a deer, they don't run like straight. They bounce all over the place and jump things and go crazy, and they're fast, and they're...
Yeah, they are.
And, we were down on 31 at Wolf's Ranch down there on 31. Nat Wolf, remember he had a ranch down there, and we were down there working. And during certain times, the ranches, they usually had 1 or 2 people working there. But when they gathered the cows, they had to hire extra people to come in because it was too much work for 2 people to do.
Right.
And so me and Dad and Earl Carlton and some other people, probably Donald Boyd, and went down there. And Earl Walker and Marion Moy were the 2 that worked there full time. And we were kind of spread out, drifted some cows get them out of a pasture. And I heard my father holler. And I looked, and he was chasing something. I couldn't tell what he was chasing, but he was chasing it towards me.
On horseback,
running. And I looked, and I saw a deer. Oh, wow. So, and the good thing about it was that the deer was getting tired.
That's a good thing. For
Yeah,
you.
yeah. And I had we always carry a rope on your saddle, and it's tied up with a little string. And I took my rope down, I made me a loop, and I laid into it.
What?
And when my father got close enough, I took off after the deer.
Oh, like double
And the
team.
deer was running on the edge of a pond, and that slowed him down even more. I mean, he was starting to really slow down. So I was able to run right up beside him and got a rope on him and flipped it around him. And when I kind of took off to the side, it's just like you've seen a cow in the rodeos and all. They flip.
When they get to the end of the line,
yeah,
they just flip over.
and that deer flipped. And Earl Walker heard the commotion. And
Wow.
he was already back over where we were at. And he jumped off of his horse and jumped on that deer and held the deer down.
Yeah.
And this was a big buck. And
Had a rack?
yeah, he had. Yeah, that's because I had him roped around the horns, which is hard because it's not like a cow.
You got a pretty wide loop there.
Yeah, I did. I had a good loop. So Earl jumps on him, and he is fighting Earl like a wild.
He'll cut you with them hooves now.
He did, and Earl had on one of these down-filled jackets,
Oh, my goodness.
and it shredded.
The feathers flew.
It
huh?
looked like somebody had taken a razor blade
right.
and just slit all over. And the down was falling out. And
He-
if it hadn't
wow.
have been for that down, he would probably
He got gutted.
He'd probably cut him up pretty
Oh,
good.
my goodness.
So we took and
Wow.
pulled the deer over to a pretty big myrtle bush. You know what a big old wax myrtle,
Right.
wild wax myrtle is. And we tied him up, pulled him up to the base of that myrtle bush, and his legs are tied together. And we tied him to that myrtle bush and got the cows all gathered and took them on up to the cow pens and worked the cows, finished working the cow. This deer's laying out there. I know this sounds cruel to most people.
Yeah, you better hope
But anyhow, we let
Animal
that
people
deer.
ain't listening.
He was in the shade.
Okay.
And he probably got tired of fighting. But anyhow, we went back out there and we got that deer. Took him back up to the cow pens. And they had a thing we could hoist him up with and butcher him.
Yeah.
We killed him.
kill a poor fellow.
And we butchered him. And there was 4 or 5 of us said, well, we'll split him up and
Yeah.
take quarters. So I took a quarter, and I think Earl took a quarter, or Earl took a quarter, maybe Marion took a quarter, and took him home. And the next day, we was going to cook a roast off that deer, and it'll run you out of the house. It was the rankest,
Oh, Lord.
gamiest, and I don't know if it had something to do with the fact that we had jousted with him so much, and he had probably had his, what do you call it, adrenaline rush or
Yeah.
whatever.
That makes a difference.
Yeah, and then he's tied out in the woods.
Had plenty of time to fret and be anxious.
Yeah.
And
But, eventually we had to throw the meat away. You couldn't.
Bambi's revenge.
But I thought it was pretty neat because there's only one other person I know of that's ever caught a deer, and he ended up losing several of his fingers.
That's exactly right.
And
Wow.
but we come away unscathed.
You can say the buck stops here.
The buck stops right here.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty neat because
That is.
as far as I know, I don't
very
know anybody
unique.
else that's ever really roped a deer. I mean, I know it's happened, but it's not, very common at all. So
That would separate the cowboys from the super cowboys, I would
that
say.
is my story, and
If you
I'm
made it a
sticking
rodeo,
to
too.
it.
Sticking back.
Yep. It was fun.
Wow. Very cool.
Looking back, it does seem cruel.
Oh, we got 1 minute. Okay.
1 minute. It's going to give Mel a minute to think of something that he did.
I got something here. Yeah.
You do? Well,
Yeah.
we better save it here unless it's a quickie.
Okay, I got one that I won't tell you, but because this is not the one I want to tell you.
One you won't tell
The
us, but
one
you're
I
fixing
won't
to
tell
tell
you
us.
because it's not really monumental. But when I was in the Dallas airport heading to the Vietnam,
Yeah.
that's a long ways from Vietnam, Dallas airport. But anyway, I was on my way, and I saw Chill Wills, the voice of Francis the Mule.
Did you get chills?
Yeah, I walked by him. I didn't say anything to him.
Chill
He looked like he
Wills.
was busy. I mean, he had on the shiniest cowboy.
Yeah, he wanted to be seen.
Man.
Very cool. Well, y'all going to have to chill out for a minute. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in just a couple. Y'all hang loose.